Hello everyone. Just one day ago, I shared this story from Mormon Stories about a guy who had an asterisk in his personal information that was passed from leader to leader uh, that was informing everyone that he participated in gay activities, and this asterisk could not be removed. Like, doesn't matter what the guy could do. It's like would do. Like marriage, repentance, like having kids, like nothing. He would be limited in his privileges, rights, and like callings, like till the day he dies, just because of this asterisk. It's a new church rule. And when I was sharing this on my page, I said that I never had disciplinary council, unlike this guy, he had his, but I still was persecuted, and like my information was passed from one city to another, from one leader to another, um, just because, well, like I was persecuted for asking sister missionaries if upon the end of their mission they would consider dating me. Basically, the phrase was like something like, "Hey, maybe like when you finish your mission, we can have a Skype date or like FaceTime date." It's like because I'm interested. It's like I don't know what's like less masculine and less threatening than that can a guy say to a girl. But doesn't matter what I say, just because I'm Russian and like not Anglo-Saxon. Offering a relationship upon the conclusion of the mission was treated like something horrible, as if I was like some dude in New York in like trench coat or what I call like raincoat, running around and just, like exposing himself to random women outside. It's like, or something worse than that. Um, like without any like consideration or like conversation, like negotiation, I was always proclaimed like a horrible person, either by sister missionaries right to my face, or by their leaders. They maybe like the girls were like saying it's like I cannot do it or something, and next thing I know, like their leaders were calling me. It's like in most cases, girls weren't even replying to me. They were just reporting me, and leaders were calling me, yelling at me, and comparing me to the worst piece of crap possible. Anyway, one of the former elders who served in my hometown saw this story shared. He's like, "No, you were persecuted not for that. You were shunned because you were stalking young sisters and their young friends." The problem is, like, I asked him, like, what about Joseph Smith and Brigham Young who were married to 14-year-olds? And he's like, are you comparing yourself to men from 1800s? It's like, this thing is legal now. But the thing is, sister missionaries that come like anywhere, like in the world, they are not 14-year-olds. And when I was trying to date them, I wasn't 37 or 35-year-old. I'm 35 right now, but that stuff like ended when I decided to leave the church, or like shortly before that. So they were 19 or 20 or 21 years old, completely adult women, like who can decide for themselves to accept or decline my proposal. And I was like 20, well, like when the recent problem started, like the last problem started. I think I was 29 or 30. So it's not 37 and 14, it's 20 and 31. Still big gap, but totally normal. It's like, and I'm not forcing them. I'm just like, hey, like, I would like to, but only when you are like free, when you're not obligated, like under any like rules or anything. And according to my former stake president, uh, it's totally normal. It's like he said, you approach the system missionary, you say like, I like you, but I'm not going to distract you from your service. And after it's done, after your service is over, I would like to date you. And he confirmed that I did exactly what he told me. But when other leaders asked him if he gave me that advice, he said he never told me anything like that. Why? Because he's a fucking coward. But anyway, that missionary continued. Like he never asked, like replied to my questions, like or addressed my questions, like my statements about 18, 19, like or like 20-year-old women. It's like He never explained why it was normal back then for people who were led by God, like, and God sent an angel to Joseph Smith, allegedly, to force him to marry 14-year-old girls. He never like told me why it was done, why was it normal for people who should have known best that the girls are too young for them. He continued to shame me, like, and well, tell me how horrible I am, um, and that I'm not right in the head. Um, he said that I should get a like therapist. It's like, this is first world problem. It's like, oh, like, I'm hurt, like, so I will go pay money to some dude or woman, like, who will tell me something I already know, and they will give me advices, like, but basically it's the same crap that anyone can give. It's like they just spend extra money studying for this crap. It's like how to give advices. Anyway, I'm like, dude, my country is at war. Like, because of sanctions and that war, like, I have no, like, well, like, it's really hard to get a good job. It's uh, like, well, FYI, I try to teach Russian to foreigners, but they cannot pay me because cards like Swift doesn't work. And he's like, no, it's not because of that. It's because you're lazy and you don't want to get a job. It's like, I would love to have a job, but like, it doesn't work right now. Yes, I can go like work at some fucking factory where like I can get killed because nobody's following the safety measures. It's like, and get, I don't know, like how much is it? It's like, well, it's like the miserable amount of money. It's like I would get like 5 times less than some guy at McDonald's in America. Like, for doing something much more harder and much more dangerous because it's Russia. And because like I sacrificed a lot for the church, like I didn't go to college or university because I went on a mission, and I was like believing all the crap about blessings and helping to go to BYU and all this stuff. Anyway, um, so like he insists that like I don't have money for therapy because I'm lazy, not because like well, like, and war, like sanctions have nothing else, like nothing to do with it. Yeah, right. It's like this level of arrogance and ignorance is just like, I don't know, makes me angry. Fortunately, I'm not in Russia right now, and I didn't see any Mormon for like several months. It's like or maybe like well, yeah, it's several months. But like when I talk to people like that, I get angry. I really want somebody like in Mormon church to get hurt. It's like really hurt. And yeah, like, well, I told him that guy's like, well, first I told him that, um, like, I've been tested. Well, he's like, you're not right in the head, and I'm like, and he says that I'm psycho, and I'm like, I'm high functioning sociopath. He's like, yeah, sounds about right. I'm like, dude, that was a joke from Sherlock. It's like I was tested for psychopathy and like sociopathy. It's like, and it's negative, really. Sometimes I really wish I was psycho. Like they set a goal and they go like towards that goal, achieve it, and they don't care who gets hurt in the process. But no, like unfortunately, I have too much empathy, and well, I cannot hurt people. Like, well, not on regular basis at least. Um, so like I told him that like the worst case scenario, I have PTSD. Isn't it funny that joining the true church, the only true church in the world, gives you PTSD? Something that soldiers in like Iran or Afghanistan, like Iraq or Afghanistan, get during like the bomb shelling or something like that. It's like PTSD there and PTSD there. It's like I would rather go to United States Army and have good group of friends who will cover me, who will potentially sacrifice their lives for me, and for whom I would be ready to sacrifice my life. Not that bunch of ignorant and arrogant idiots on their like height appears. Like telling me that I'm in my current circumstances because I'm lazy. It's like there are multiple factors, and yeah, maybe one of them is my laziness, or maybe my laziness uh, is a byproduct of depression and anxiety and all other mental problems that I got during my Mormon experience. It's like I know I'm ranting at this moment, but like um, this is the reason why like I really hate Mormons. It's like they don't think. They just feel the goosebumps on the back of their neck, and that's it. They're like, oh, that must be true. So, like, they cannot think of any opportunity when or like possibility that the church might be wrong. Maybe the church like creates its own enemies, and it's really really could be avoided. It's like you sit down and you talk. It's not that hard. Like you have chairs. If you don't have chairs, maybe like I don't know, like uh, sit on the ground, on the grass. You don't have grass, sit on the sand. I know it's getting everywhere, and like, uh, but you still can like sit down or like well, anywhere like and talk to each other. It's like, hey, like I think you like um, did something wrong, like when you did that and that, and the person can say like, hey, oh, I'm sorry. It's like I didn't see it like that. And then the person continues and says like I saw like it this way. You talk to each other and that's it. Like you figure out what's the problem and you come to a solution. Or like and you become friends. Or you say like, hey, like I'm not going to do that, and another person says like I'm not going to accept that. And you walk different directions. That's it, problem solved. Like you remove each other from like well, you remove each other from each other's lives. Or remove yourselves from each other's lives. And that's it. Instead of that, like Mormons just like throw like accusations all over and they are not ready to say like, hey, we made a mistake this time. It's like, please forgive us. Let's move on. Like, let's move forward together. Let's achieve the like common goal. No, they cannot do that. And that's why they are hated. It's not their like message of, oh, we love Christ. It's like, and people hate us for it. No, you bang teenagers. That's why people hate you. And then you like persecute those who try to be normal and bang adult women or like marry and then bang adult women. You persecute them because like, how could you? She's completely normal and adult. Like, no, like, we don't want you to date her. Go find a teenager, then we will cover your back. That's basically what Mormons sound like to me now. It's like totally fine with Joseph Smith like banging teens and like not fine with people being polite and asking for dating like adult women. It's like anyway, I can continue ranting forever. Just final point: arrogance, ignorance, and blunt statements, but by Mormons, and inability to have a conversation at all. Only just like, you did that, you're not right in the head, you're a sinner. It's like, maybe I am, but let's figure out together. Okay, bye.